All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful day. I got another watch list for you. It's a little different, but the volatility is here, ladies and gentlemen. Even though we got rid of Apple and Amazon earnings and all of that, we have a bunch more. But now you have Jerome Powell, jobs report, then it's CPI, then midterms. I'm telling you, this is the first pretty picture. Literally, this is the next couple of weeks of volatility. And as you can see, it is pricing in an extremely volatile next couple of weeks. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be very important. We have a lot to talk about. I got the breakdown for Powell, a little mini one. We're going to dive into it throughout the rest of the week. We're going to go over everything else, talk about Friday. Then I got a couple of plays for you. And I think that's it. So drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. I know I just messed that all up. I know it's a different setting. Y'all going to have to let me know how this is, but I want to introduce him. I don't know if I should say anything, but like, if you know him. You know what I'm saying? And he's back. Oh, yeah, stop. So listen, I need you to drop your thumbs up on the video, but today is Sunday, tomorrow is Monday. This is the random account generator. So before you do anything, just post an option trade below, random strike price. Well, don't make it random, you pick it, but keep it below $100, strike price, expiration date, all of that, and we are going to pick it in the morning. That's all we need, okay? And then we have the plays and everything else, and it's gonna be crazy. No, chat, for real, I really hope you got rest this week too, because we're about to get into it, so run it, baby.
Walking to the couch, it's the 2020 election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a live, but I still reinvest it. Feel how I feel, then you feel less a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down.
But right off that bat, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, Powell is going to be the main event. But it is game time. It's not only about what we have with Powell. I want you to understand the magnitude of events. You've already seen the rally again. You could take a look at the daily and see where we are positioned, but how these next events play out, man, this is going to be the final runway towards the end of the year. And then, man, we are going to be starting 2023 pretty soon. So Powell is the main event. That is going to be on Wednesday. Remember, it comes out, the FOMC decision. They're expected to raise 75 basis points. And then 30 minutes after that decision, you are going to hear from Powell. Again, this is all going to be on Wednesday. But now I want you to understand the rest of it. You have Powell on Wednesday, then the non-farm payrolls on Friday. So anything Powell says, you're going to have another macro data event that people are going to try in. And actually, it will make it a little bit more difficult if you think about it, because Powell will be speaking before the data. He's going to say something along the lines of data dependent or anything like that. But keep that in mind. Another event there with the jobs report, that's on Friday. Then next week on Tuesday, the midterms will be beginning. And then that Thursday, you're going to have the CPI. So these next couple of weeks, I already showed you the chart, how we keep going. It is going to be crucial. Now, that leads to the second key, baby. It has to do with this week. Even though we got the big earnings, the macro events are going to be big, but don't forget, you still have the rest of the S&P 500 reporting. So I have a whole list of it. I'm telling you, it is a lot, even every single morning. You're even going to get healthcare and all of that. But companies, you know, big names, Berkshire Hathaway, PayPal, Starbucks, AMD, they are all going to be reporting this week. So we're going to see, but keep that in mind, as that could dictate a lot of the early morning moves. And until we get Powell, you see how the market's moving. Earnings will drive any sort of optimism or fear. So we will see, but that is key number 2. And then finally, man, key number 3, to understand Powell. We talked about this all last week. If Powell blinks, and what that means is him blinking and kind of like, okay, the economy's bad. Maybe we shouldn't raise this high. Maybe we're not as committed. Again, the other week, Bank of Canada, they were supposed to raise by a bigger amount. They came in lower. You've seen a lot of central banks pivot. Again, even the UK in that whole Liz Truss scenario, you saw things get bad and then they pull back after saying all sorts of stuff. So if Powell blinks and comes in any bit of dovishness, that will lead the market to keep going higher. Again, I'm sure you already see it, but if he signals that there's going to be a higher rate in December and kind of does not give any olive branch for the doves, then the market will probably go down. Now, The thing is, he's going to try to pull off the data dependent thing. And like I'm saying, with the whole schedule, we have all this data coming out right after too. So this is what everybody's looking for. I'm telling you, we've been talking about it. We've been positioning for it as well too. This is very important. How Powell, or what he says, and how the market responds, and whether or not he is aggressive or not. There is so much fuel in the market right now that this is going to decide a lot. So I'm going to have the breakdown for you as we get closer and closer. But the next couple of days, it's going to be a little bit of earnings. Then people are going to try to factor all of this in. And sometimes we see them get very optimistic towards it. So next couple of days, preparation till that. Then Powell hits. The interpretation of Powell will drive everything else. And then it's going to be crazy. But let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, I got 3 different stacks coming into tomorrow. A lot of earnings moves. Again, even though we got the big ones out of the way, you're going to see here sympathies, earnings run-ups. Just keep that in mind. And honestly, as the market gets volatile, it's something we've been noticing already for this earnings season. After the companies report, they are really able to do their own thing. So keep that in mind. But as far as play number 1, baby, NVIDIA. So AMD has earnings. This is going to be a sympathy play. The only concern that I have is that NVIDIA has already ran up a lot again after the whole, ANET and net earnings. They started going crazy after hours. They already moved up a lot, even on Friday when they dropped. That's the only thing, but we've traded this a lot. NVIDIA is still very low. There's a lot of pessimism with the chip. So even maybe watch for a reaction like we saw with Apple, where the earnings isn't that bad, or they're kind of able to show that they're doing better. Again, I think it could spark a lot of movement. So AMD and NVIDIA, AMD is reporting this week, but NVIDIA, again, you could position and play that one as the sympathy. But that is play number 1. Then play number 2, baby, Humana and XLV. And I actually really like this one. And this is what I'm saying. You're going to get a bunch of different companies, McKesson, and just a bunch of like biotech or medical related companies. But Humana has earnings. That's going to be a big one. And where healthcare is right now, am I shaking everything? It's a very important piece to the market. So we've talked about it before, both inflationary environment, stagflationary, and you've seen the outperformance of healthcare. And that's why now these earnings will be key. Watch for the post earnings moves as well as the run up. But as we see the Dow move again, I'm getting squeezed on it. But as you see it move, it's like healthcare will be a very important part. And if the earnings can confirm it and it's able to move, it will be pretty exciting. So we'll see. I have no plays on that, but definitely going to be watching. That is play number 2. And then finally, baby, play number 3. You haven't heard this guy in a while. WEAT. But there's a lot of supply in general of wheat right now. But there was news over the weekend that Russia is pulling out of the grain deal. I think there was even like an attack and bombing there. So it will have an effect. I don't expect it to hold. That's why I'm mentioning supply. So we'll see if it does wake up wheat and all of that. I think I still have some old shares there. That would be nice. But overall, watch for some volatility this week. Watch for it to move. You might be able to get a couple of plays there. If it does hold up, then I would definitely start watching other things. But again, commodities, until the dollar kind of chills out, we'll see. But that's the thing. It's not on here. I'm going to end it with that one, though. Watch commodities this week in Powell, because depending on what he says, anybody calling for the rally now, too. This is kind of the... this is what comes with the deal. This is like the twin brother. I don't know what to say. But it's very simple. Commodities this week, if the dollar goes down after Powell, we might watch that get a boost. So tie that into wheat, natural gas, oil, and all of that stuff. But those are the main plays. As far as everything else, let's see what we got here. All right, before I get to the trades, there's also more data. Again, there's going to be a lot of economic data, ISM, global. There's even ECB, all of that. Don't forget about that one. And then the next thing, you also have the Brazil election. It's going on now. I think we're even getting results. Oh, futures. Oh, it looks like a gap down. They just opened right now, right at this second. 3914. It's still high. It looked like a gap down, but it's not a gap. It's high up there. So again, we want to see this, but again, that Brazil election, that could affect maybe currencies, but I'd watch more so with the commodities or anything related to emerging markets. But now, as far as the holdings, it's pretty much everything now. These are like some of the final things that I am holding after the last couple of weeks. The plan is very simple. I did make a couple of trades on Friday. We realized actually some very good profits. I cut out early, but we did a bunch of different plays. plays. It was a good day. I think I realized about $2,000 between an option play on ACAM and then the rest of the futures. But now with all of these, the plan, I'm lost on McDonald's, the pound, MYM, and then MNQ. I took an MES as well on Friday. That's the one that you see right there. And then we have the options and then the ACAM to the upside. This is pretty much what we've been holding for a long, long time now. The idea is here, if I keep getting squeezed till the end of the week, I've taken a lot of pain. It's going to suck. I'm cool with it. If Powell ends up being dovish, I take the loss, and then we're going to be able to rebalance and reposition and then hold our remaining ACAM in the upside. Otherwise, if Powell ends up good, I might even want to cut some of the upside and then hopefully ride some of this on the way back down. So super simple. This is where we're at with it. I do want to grab a lot of upside in shares, and that's what I'm saying this week, like NVIDIA, Humana, any of these types of plays. I think there will be a good opportunity there, and that's one thing now coming into this week as I'm looking at it. I hope you see it too. We've taken a lot of profits. We're holding the losses now, and these are the remaining ones, and some of them are definitely not small, but my idea here now is like, hey, I could add a little bit more to this. If anything, I do want to grab some upside shares because we have cut a lot if you really think about it. So that is everything. I think this week is going to be simple. Again, a lot of earnings plays, healthcare, getting ready for Powell, baby. And this is our game, Chattadonia. So you know that we love it. It's going to be exciting, and I hope you're ready, but that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate healthy, ready to go. Make sure post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shine. I'm trying my hardest not to knock this over, baby. And that's the name of the game right there. You know what it's called. It's called control. And that's all you got to bring into this week. If you've already gone through emotions, if I could give you anything right now, you only got to do it for a couple more days. There is either going to be an exit, a point of realization, or at least some evidence to react to. But Chattadonia, it is game time, and you've made it this far. And I'm telling you, the next couple of weeks leading in to the end of one of the most historic years in the stock market. Stop playing with me, Chad. You are built for it. You're ready. I hope I see you bright and early in the morning. Get some good sleep. Don't stay out too late, okay? You know, be relaxed, woosah, zen, and let's go, baby. I'm like leaning in. I'm like, dude, I'm already short, and I'm like leaning in on this. Okay, all right, I love you. What do you think? You gotta tell me about this, okay? You like the new setup? I'm trying to make it cleaner. It's cleaner. See, it's very simple. Simple. Focus. Focus. Okay, Monday, BB, I love you.